several Bitcoin spot ETFs.
Fib.NQ on the 2. Fib.NQ on the 1. Sell NQ on the 1. Double delta sell NQ on the 1. Double
We have
delta
posted
sell
the full
NQ
piece
on the 8.
feed for all those interested.
Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Give me a moment to get all of the sound stuff set appropriately because it seems to get, oh, hey, it's set correctly today. Fantastic. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. We're going to do an afternoon live stream here again. If you have been through our training, you know our sessions, we target 60 to 90 minutes. According to science, humans are capable of the maximum level of concentration for them for 60 to 90 minutes. Obviously, each human is different, but in general, you can concentrate at maximum capacity, like full on head in it, super level flow state by full head in for about 60 to 90 minutes. So why go beyond that? Oh, I got to grab this one. You know, I got to grab this one. You know, I got to grab that. That is a moonshot. Yikes, pushing down a little bit here on me. That could be a problem. Got my finger over the close. Nope, close. All right, taking my first loss there right off the bat. It may end up coming back for a retest. Let's see how that goes. Seems like they might be getting off sides there. I'm going to mark that one out. That is 2 in a row. Sorry, I will bring down the... Oh, look at that juicy moonshot. So I came online after that one came here, but this one stopped out to the tick there, right back behind it. There's a secondary enigma. I'm going to go in again one more time here on the second try here, but a little bit nervous on what's happening right there. This might be the dump off into the afternoon. We are at the 2:20 reversal time, as we may know, but I've got a moonshot, and y'all know me. I am all about that moonshot. If I get a moonshot opportunity, I'm pretty much taking every single one of them, and there is a perfect example why right there. So we hit our targets on that. I will get you guys out of the black and white state here. Give me just one moment. That one just happened to surprise me as I came on to the stream. I wanted to give a little time to be able to talk through some training before we got into our session, but that was just too juicy, so I had to jump on that one. So one winner, one loser. Let's get into things here this afternoon. Don't forget, trading is risky, but if trading is for you, this might also be the place for you, because that's what we do. All right, let's go down into our main window. I'm hopefully going to get better at switching between windows here in our OBS features the more that we do it here. So one winner, one loser puts us back into positive territory by just a little bit on that one. Moonshot 1 stopped out to the tick on the retry, comes straight through. And do we get our 20 ticks? Let's use our measuring tool. Yes, 32 total ticks there for the secondary moonshot. And this one, I mean, kind of still would have still worked, right? This is basically moonshot back to back. Look at this moonshot over here on the left. We were talking about this extensively yesterday. Sorry, I like to type in all caps. So we got a moonshot here. Got a moonshot right here. I'd come out on the stream just a few minutes earlier, man. Talk about juicy. That is an ideal setup right there. You're going to miss out on a few opportunities, but I love you guys. That's what we're here for. All right, so again, do you see the moonshot to the short side? If you see the moonshot to the short side and the long side, type moonshot in the chat. If you're confused, you don't know what that is, type a 2. We'll gauge the audience here as we get into the afternoon session here with me and the AlgoBox crew. All right, so checking our speed. Speed currently is good. We are 2 trades in, 1 winner, 1 loser. This is how we track them right over here on the bottom left on our live cam. That is a physical tracker there, vision boarding tool to track our 5 trades in a session, which is, again, my style of trading. Everything that we're talking about here, remember, is my style. I'm not telling you you have to do this or that you should do this. You are here to listen in to go, hey, how do you trade? I'm going to go ahead and grab this one as well. We have, are we longs favorable right now? Where is our, should have checked. Yes, longs favorable on the day. That looks trappish, and I'll play that next Enigma. That's just a pure Enigma play there, and we'll see if we get our, again, this is coming off of the ones, so we're looking at small targets here. Off the ones, and we would want to see, you know, for bigger plays off of the 2s. And there's my white cross. I'll go ahead and close out there. And now we're at $121 on the session. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So am I satisfied with $121? For me personally, no. You saw the title of our video here. It's $750 target. And I'm going to try to adhere to our rules, but I can already tell today's going to be one of those days where we're going to get more opportunities because I've got good speed coming in here. I was hoping to have about 30 minutes to chat with you guys before the final 90 minutes of the day, but oh, come on. There's too many good opportunities coming in right here, and I'm trying to do my best and walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Hopefully you guys are getting something from that. Speaking of getting something from it, check today's date. Today is the 10th, January 10th, 2024. Check out the day prior if you want to get some really good insights. I talked about some really helpful topics to any level trader on evaluating the best times when not to trade, which is actually, in my opinion, a bit more important than when to trade. Everybody knows a strategy entry, but filtering, I gave some very simple and straightforward tips, especially if you are using AlgoBox, on how to read those filter opportunities. Speaking of filter opportunities, let me come over here and take a peek at the MACV filtering chart here and see what's going on. We have been continuously traversing up there. The DCDM targeting just completed out, and no surprise, the big money is stepping in up top. I do see some numbers that are a little bit low. I'm going to filter some of these out and bump up the numbers here on my Alpha Omega. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about here on the Alpha Omegas, go and check out a video called Alpha Omega Tuning. So I'm going to change my, let me see if I put this on the screen for you guys. So high threshold is 8. So I'm going to bump this to, let's go up actually to 12 for a super high. And I don't want to show me anything less than, let me look to the left here. 8. 8 is looking good. Okay. So we talked about that in our Alpha Omega tuning videos for you to kind of adjust to see things that are going to be what is basically more important. In any given day, the market can change and you have to adapt. Now, we could at some point potentially, you know, make that happen automatically. But as of right now, because of there's some discretion in how many of the pivot points you want to see with Alpha Omegas to see where the big money, how much, I kind of like to think of how big of a number did it require to move the market at a pivot and which ones were ignored type of thing. So I go over that in the Alpha Omega tuning video on the AlgoBox official channel. So search for those words, Alpha Omega Tuning, Tuning, how to tune your Alpha Omegas to the current market conditions and how I walk through the charts to determine those numbers. One of the most difficult things in our system is the Alpha Omega. It's the only one that you really have to adjust besides our at the beginning of the week setup one time at the beginning of the week with our wave charts to put in the optimized range chart. That's a one time a week adjustment. The Alpha Omegas, though, you could be once a day. Sometimes you might not, you could go for days without it, but sometimes you need to adjust those. So that is one of the things that if you are an Alpha Omega player, that you do need to take that into account. So there you go. Are you able to adjust your latency? Do you want to be more specific on what that means? Are you able to adjust your latency? I mean, that can mean a lot of things, my friend. So excited to see the live notice while it's still running. Oh, fantastic. The lives are coming through. Good. Yeah, I did find out a couple things. So let's talk about some housekeeping notes around the well, just some housekeeping stuff. So this morning, if you were trying to do an update or upgrade with the software downloads this morning, so we took down Enigma, as we talked about before, the last days of Enigma. If you got Enigma, congratulations. There are no more Enigmas. So all seats filled there. Congratulations to everybody who got the Enigma pack. But pulling those down last night, editing the website, rolling back some of the pages, it was my fault, my mistake. On when I rolled back those pages, the download rolled back to an old download link, which was no longer available. So some of you guys, if again, it's rare for you people who were doing any updates or upgrades, the message that you were getting this morning, we fixed that earlier today, and so now that is fine. So if you're trying to download the system, if you had any issues with it this morning, that is now fixed. So please head on over there and grab it out of the download link there inside the Discord in the premium download if you're a member, or if you're brand new with us, getting the 2-week free trial, that is now working for you as well. So you can just use the email that you got for the trial, and that link is now functioning again if you got an error message this morning.
Who speaks at a dinner panel with Spain's foreign minister and the head of securities regulator.
Harmonic NQ on the 1.
Nikita is complaining about a 7-second delay on YouTube. Listen, man, like, you guys really make it depressing coming out here on live streams. Like, the level of complaint is insane. There's really no point. Are the signals showing up on your chart? Yes, you need to learn how to use the system, and it's not for you to come over here and, oh, I gotta get exactly in when you are. I mean, just seriously, we don't get enough people to our live streams anyhow. So, but then when I get those, when people are actually in our crew and they're like, oh, there's got a 7-second delay on the live stream on YouTube, as if I could do something about that. I just here to teach you how to fish. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be a turd of, I'm not going to fish for you, dude. I don't mind if you're, piggybacking off of my trades. I want people to make money. If you are going to do that and you feel comfortable doing that, fantastic. But it's not the purpose. I'm not trying to get you to go, hey, take this trade. Everybody take this trade. Type of scenario. But I'm giving you the opportunity to hang out, hear how I'm thinking through things. You can do something about it if you want. I can ban you. I can absolutely do something about that. I can ban you. Absolutely. This is a 4K live stream, Muppet. So continue to act like you know what you're talking about. And listen, we've had conversations between you and I before. If you're unhappy being here, I can literally show you the door. No problem. I promise. Not interested in the negativity.
Fib.NQ on the 1. Fib.NQ on the 2.
You can tell he's a project manager. Okay, let's see. So we are getting some pounding here. What's the time? We got 3 minutes till our final 90 minutes. So I'm going to try to take a little walk here, a little stretch, ditch some of the negativity that I just touched into. As you guys know, my no list, and nice little shark tail play up there at the top. Some people I'm sure probably took that. If you weren't arguing with some troll in your live streams, then you probably went ahead and took that. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a quick walk here, 3 minutes. I'm gonna grab a beverage and I'll be back. I'll be mentally preparing for the final 90 minutes, and let's see if we can push it to 750 here this afternoon.
Shortly expecting comments from ECB's Decos.
Harmonic NQ on the 1.
NYMEX diesel February futures settle at $2.60 a gallon. NYMEX gasoline February futures settle at $2.06 a gallon. NYMEX natural gas February futures settle at $3.03. NYMEX WTI crude February futures settle at $71.37 a barrel. That's down 87 cents or 1.2%.
Harmonic NQ on the 2. Harmonic NQ on the 1. Double delta by NQ on the 1. Pivot.NQ on the 2.
Alrighty then. All right, coming back to the desk here, and it looks like a moonshot. Let me look real quick before I jump in the middle of something. Where's the MACV? Do we have a rubber band? No. So our rubber band, as we talked about yesterday, if you don't know what I'm talking about, head into yesterday's live stream from January the 9th, 2024. Hopefully, I don't know, one of my guys can, when you guys take a note to put in the videos requested section to cut out some of the training chatter that we had in that live stream, and maybe put that together in a clipped out training video. There was some good good knowledge nuggets we dropped in there yesterday. And yeah, so right now we want to touch one of these lines. Now we did have a turn at this one, so we are technically right here. I'm going to draw an F6 just. All right, let's take a peek now. Entry point. Okay, so broke down there. Let's see if we cross back through that. The interesting little moonshot scenario there. Right here could be an entry to the long side if we come back through that. Let's see. I'm going to try a bump tap. Got my finger over the close if it doesn't go. Nope, closed. Okay. Yep, should have waited for it to cross through. Got a little FOMO on that. So pull that back here. And we'll watch to see if she goes. MacVU still saying green, so I do want to be looking mostly to the green side. Go, now that we've extended a decent amount here, I'm going to move this up on the ones. We should be coming into some large king timing areas as well, which could potentially help. We've got retail activity right here as well. So let's see if that turns into a nice trap for us to take to the long side for a bigger play. Another cross. Okay, so this is going to be an important area right here. Let me grab F6 here to note it. Also a cave here. There they come. Okay, I hear the buyers stepping in. The big guys coming to potentially push it back the other way. I do want my stop up underneath these crosses in the event of the no-go. And I'm going to try to get all the way up inside of this crab.
ECB's DeCoz says the ECB must avoid insufficient and excessive tightening, and the strength of monetary policy transmission has been surprising.
Double delta
Risks
sell
to
NQ on the
economic
1.
growth are still skewed to the downside. Future ECB moves depend on data, and uncertainty is high. The euro area economy is probably stagnated in 2023.
Harmonic NQ on the 1. Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Has evolved better.
All right, greed paid off on that one, and there's my opposing signal. That I'll go ahead and close out the rest of the position, and that puts us at 812 on the day. Hit the $750 target within 5 trades. Oh, yes.
Another one. And his name is John C. Let's go. Huh?
Hello. It's
Enemy spotted. Emotional damage. Finish him.
Get Wi-Fi anywhere you go.
Oh.
Get Wi-Fi anywhere you go.
Hold up.
Baby, I don't understand this. Grilled cheese Obama sandwich.
I'm really rich.
All right. 750 within 5. So any questions around those plays right there? If you want to learn how I read into retail crosses there, go check out the video on the left-hand side of Discord in the important video section. The link is there inside of Discord. It is kind of buried inside of a live stream. Once again, some of my best teachings are out here in the live streams. I just, with my personal life situation with 4 kids, elderly parents, and all that kind of whatnot, I don't have a lot of time to do video edits and all that kind of cool stuff that I want to do. I definitely want to do it, and it is my goal this year to do some more of that, but I also want to beat ICT. He's finally decided to get into some kind of semi-trackable trading competition and to once and for all finally prove out that, first of all, it kind of cracks me up. Oh, ICT's number 1. Well, if he's number 1, then what are we? Because we are going to 10x his results easily. And so I look very much forward to doing that. I'll be focused in on that trading competition, but I also do want to be able to do the training with you guys. But some of it is come out to these live streams. You're going to learn a lot in the live streams, I think. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions for us, or hey, if anybody wants to contribute, be like, hey, Vinny, I'll come in and I'll cut up your live clips and put them into something. That would be fantastic. Always looking for some additional assistance if you guys want to come and volunteer to do some of that. If not, they may remain in the bottomless pit of the live streams, buried in and amongst them. Have you ever shared those sound singers in the Discord? Play one for yourself? Yeah, we can do that. I'll post into the room. The website is called myinstance.com. I'll put it in the Discord channel chat. Remind me if I forget, though. But yes, very fun little site there. You can choose your own little panel of buttons. So, I have obviously my favorites. If there's some you want to hear, you really want, hey, I want that one. It says blah, blah, blah. Cool. Each of them are individually linked. Let me show you what it looks like. Yeah, so I can kind of create all of these. This is like my own personal panel of things, but you can create your own. So pretty handy. So here's my panel of fun buttons that we do right there, and that's myinstance.com, and I'll post you a link there. And yeah, they've got a ton. They've got a ton. Some of them we get flagged on because they're like, oh, that some of them put in copyright stuff, like they want you to play them in your live streams, and then they come and try to copyright strike you. It's no fun. But I have my monetization turned off on all my other channels, but someone had said, hey, we think that some of your growth struggles on the old channels were because you didn't have monetization enabled. So if you are noticing, hey, Vinny, you have monetization enabled on this Algobox official channel, yeah, we enabled it to see if that changes the YouTube algorithm, and it does seem to. We do have more steady growth here. Then again, at the same time, could it be because we're not doing the expose of scammers, and particularly with ICT? And I'm sure that every time one of my videos comes up with our name, that the ICT Muppets who are dependent on their mentorship guys staying in, you know, some kind of rapport for them to resell to the next noob who comes down the pipe next year, graduates from high school, because apparently all of ICT students, majority of them are, you know, high school aged and, you know, college aged men who don't go to college, which again, don't care. That's perfectly fine. These days, you don't need to have to go to college, but he definitely targets the younger, brand new newbie audience. And yeah, so there we go. When it says no trade, is it based off of the speed relative to the average? Kind of. There's specific hard set numbers, though. If you go into the speedometer, go watch the speedometer video, and we've got hard set numbers on that. Actually, I need to do an update to that because we did change some of that. Actually, I'm kind of glad you asked it. We'll show where the settings are located for that. You can set these to whatever you want. It is not based on the average. It is you kind of have to personally gauge the market first to see what is your favorite speed, and know that there is a zone in there, which we talk about, and helps with the psychology, which I think my whole system just a good time to kind of note it. Make sure that you also have, if you go into your settings, this always comes back on, you know, so all gamers kind of know this. As you are gaming, make sure you turn this off. It stops all the stutters and hangs and the checks and all other kind of stuff while you're in the middle of stuff. No, we don't have any viruses. It is same thing like gamers disable anything that's going to be sitting there trying to scan. New files are being added all the time in data and all that. So, all right, so here's me babbling on like I typically do. Okay, I'm going to end task here and relaunch. Yeah, and some more note around the speed thing. That is, I mostly tune that towards the lowest time frames. A lot of reasons for all that. And again, if you understand why it's there, then you can make adjustments on your own if you feel like you like a different speed or tempo. But what you'll find is, I mean, I have a lot of reasons for why it's at the speed that it is. And remember, I give it a range. So give it a moment here while we're loading up. Okay, so heading in here to my indicators, and I'm going to go to, let me find our speedometer. There it is. So we call it the psych value.
Fib.NQ on the 2.
Zoom in right here. So the psych level high, psych level low. So if it's below 30, then, now mind you, this is for lowest time frames. This is based on like 1s and 2s. Okay, this may need to adjust if you are doing higher time frames. The higher time frames will take way longer, etc. So again, this is really not for that. This is for lowest time frames. Remember, where we are taking the least amount of risk off of the lowest time frames. We want to use those advantages on the edge at the bottom. If you remember the video that I showed you guys of Charlie Munger, rest his soul, the right-hand man of Warren Buffett, who was talking about the algorithmic trading platforms, that yes, that edge exists in the lowest time frames. When you extrapolate them to higher time frames, they don't work nearly as well. We have been saying that for years. We have been kind of ahead of the curve on that, or they have just confirmed for you guys, if you want to hear it from someone else who said the same thing. So we know the biggest edge for us as small short-term traders exists in the lowest time frames. Okay, I'm beating that dead horse. Psych values, I have these set. You can set these to whatever you want. Okay, at the end of the day, I have reasons for why they're there. If it's over 110, might be a little bit too fast for you to react, and things might be going on in the market that are, macroeconomic in nature. At the same time, there can be advantages there. If you hear the audio box and you want to click in on it, up to you. So if you want to bump that value up and you're comfortable trading super high speed, I still like it to be there. It's not like it stops you from taking the trade. All right, I'm gonna turn audio box back on. Not going to stop you from taking the trade. It is just a psychological help that I give you to go, hey, think speed's not good right here. So as you can see right now, there's a big blue X on it. It says do not trade in the bottom right. You can make those say whatever you want by turning the psychology module on and off by using the button panel over here on the right. So you see the 3 buttons there underneath the word psychology. There is a B and an O and a T. It spells bot. That's fun, right? Psychology bot. Haha. Background, B, stands for background color. O is for overlay. That's the giant X on there. It's the overlay, the X overlay. And T is for the text down here. So you can have one or multiples or none if you want. So I can turn them completely off. I like the background to be red to tell me, hey, danger zone, it's red, don't look at it, don't touch it. Medusa effect, remember I talked about that yesterday. The more that you stare at a chart while it's doing its little ebbs and flows will tempt you and sometimes convince you out of great plays. So when the speed is bad, I tend to just tell you, like, look away, kind of just look at some other things, wait until the speed is good. And there are audio alerts on that if you would like it to audio you to say, hey, speed is good. You can put your own audio alerts on that as well. Again, completely unique to our system.
NQ on the 2.
Kept you from being done multiple times? Yes. Okay, so rolling back, where were we before we got so rudely interrupted by a hang up there? I'm come back to bottom left. Okay, so got my 5th trade there. And we're up 750. So now I'm just bonus territory time. I would like to push. Now, obviously, I'm sitting at $812. So what's the next, what do you guys think should be my next target, right? I'm at 812. If I'm going to do a bonus, what is the obvious, human-based next P&L target that I would want to go, okay, so to make X, I want to risk X. What would be my next target? What would you say? Remember, I've only got one more trade, right? The bonus trade. 1K, exactly. Mark W coming through, coming hot. By the way, Mark, I just want to give you a shout out. Mark has been a super supporter of us out on Twitter and really makes my life easier, gives me, I can say this, it is a lonely bout coming out here fighting with these scamming turds, okay? It can be very lonely. It's nice to have people who have your back, and Mark has had my back tremendously out there on Twitter, so I want to give him a shout out. And if anybody else wants to be an awesome like Mark here, and go out there and help us to battle the turds in the industry and want to say something about it, I think the reason that all of this evil persists in the world, someone wisely stated once, I used to know who it was, I don't think it's Tolstoy or I forget who it was, but they said, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to stand by and do nothing. It's so true. So if you want to be a voice in the dark, you don't have to use your real name. You want to be anonymous out there, whatnot, but speak truth. to, I don't want to say to power because I don't think they have power. Although it is debatable with the size that ICT has accrued, with the amount of lies that he's told. He has sold a dream to dreamers. So perhaps. But for the intelligent and the wise, to help them to open their eyes and to avoid wasting their time, and to know that you can't believe every teenager that says, my ICT changed my life, I'm so successful now. Okay, and you're living with your mom. Yeah, but I'm so successful. Okay, you are driving Uber. You just delivered me my burger 10 minutes ago. Yeah, but I'm wildly successful at ICT. Trust me. Join my Discord room. It's only $30 a month. Oh, I see. Okay, so I wanted to add our little text thing. I'm going to get good at doing this if I keep doing it enough times. I'm going to do a pop-out chat here so I can see you guys chat a bit better. So let's try to do that. I'm going to expand this out. This size. I'm kind of getting better at this. Kind of. Now I go over here to OBS. I go to super chat thing. I go properties. Hit the drop down. YouTube live chat. Bing, bing. Look at it. Okay, and now there we go. Britt says first successful J hook on the 2, target 1. This is an amazing team. Awesome, Britt. Happy to hear it. That was off the 2s. I don't know if I have J hook turned on this one. For the live stream, I have my stuff tapered down a bit because of the trolls. To be honest, like I try to write off the negativity, but sometimes it's difficult. ICT needs meds. You heard it here first. 132 contracts. You don't risk going under 750. Oh, very good. He went even farther. Well done, Jessu or Gessu. Yes. Also thinking, okay, so my risk level, I would like to not go under the 750. However, I might go, I might risk to a 700 or 600. I'm happy if I'm really above 500. So remember our $500 sheet, bottom left. Technically speaking, I'm good with, even if as long as I'm staying over 500. So the obvious first target is a 1K scenario. If we can grab in and get a good one, trying to add to that. But we don't want to, mentally risk more than around 250, 300 absolute tops here on that next play. We'd like to close it out quickly if we do. Again, and you're not obligated to take that final bonus trade. It's just how I attempt to do things. So remember, we're coming up at the top of the hour. So sometimes some things can happen right here at the top of the hour in about 45 seconds to 3 o'clock, final hour of the trade day. US session, I should say US session. So 3 o'clock, top of the hour, 30 seconds.
Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Let's look at where we're at on the masher. Also want to move this over a bit. Let's look for caves, any obvious caves. Okay, divergence firing up here as well. Rubber band is stretched. Oh, touched it by a hair up here. So we got a nice stretch rubber band. So yes, trade opportunities should be coming in here. We're at the top of the hour. Could be potentially final trade here for my session. Let's see.
Fib.NQ on the 1. Fib.NQ on the 2.
All right, there we are. 10 seconds past the top of the hour.
Double delta sell NQ on the 1.
Okay, could have, if I had been Johnny on the spot there, it could have taken that little short there for about 10 or 15. Look at the 2s. So if we come up here on the 2s, if you took that, I wouldn't sweat you on it. On the 2s, you also got a shark tail. Actually, I'm sorry, that would have been a harmonic. Let's see, not a shark tail. Nah, not that. It's just basically a little bit of an HMD right back behind it. PRZ tail there. On that one, shark is actually down here. This is actually a crab, so it's not a shark tail in case anybody was trying to label that appropriately. Nice little down drop on it. You had multiple layers there to have gotten that. You got the headshot down on the 1s. So how many of you, did anybody take that one there? And come back down to screen 1. Oh, where is it? I'm gonna get better at this. There we go. So headshot right there. Let's that's a power headshot too, by the way, because that is a pink dot. And let's label up a couple of these others here. So this is a power headshot short. And here we had the double Enigma long. And so the distance on that from the worst entry point is 26. And best case 36. Ticks there to exit on the opposing color signal there to the long side. This power headshot pushing down. Did not label a cave yet. No obvious caves here except this one right kind of here, but we already went through that, so no longer important. And yeah, extended rubber band play and nice little play there. Good thing about live stream being a few seconds behind is that I can see if you take the same trade and why or why not. Yeah, and remember when I'm out here talking it up and things of this sort, you know, I'm not full head in the game, right? Like I'm out here, I'm trying to think through what to say, all that kind of stuff. There's what I call extreme pressure. Get it? Extreme pressure. Extreme. Extreme pressure when you are trying to be out here on a live stream and trade at the same time. Don't recommend it to anybody. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll live stream one day, don't recommend it. Again, you really need some full concentration, and no matter what you think, it does distract you. It absolutely is. And you will sometimes feel pressured into plays. Sometimes you just don't feel it. Sometimes you're not in tune with that play at that moment. Like this one right here, that headshot, like I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't like, okay, I'm thinking about taking a short right here. I wasn't prepared, and no sweat that you missed it, right? Type of thing. I don't want to say missed it because that implies that you should have taken the shot either, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I do like to label ones that traverse to the back. So this one looks like that one did not work. No surprise, we're kind of in the ropes all tied up there. So I'm going to press, I like to use F11 to mark up the ones that did not work. We've already had 1, 2, 3 winners in a row. That's your cadence, right? We've talked about cadence before, and we look at some scenario like that. Now, again, this might be worth a little stab short on that. At the same time, right now, you can hear buyers only. Don't hear any sellers step in on that. So easy one to kind of avoid. But if you missed out on the audio box and you were taking purely headshots there, you off of the tiny, remember, as long as you are tiny ATM, stop right there back behind that dot. Might be a trade opportunity there. But from the higher time frame, this is not a great spot there. It don't have things with you. We're also, the rubber band has unexpanded now. So be careful of playing when it's not there. Again, one of the easiest filters, in my opinion, I've told you guys about. Just play when you have the rubber band power. But I kind of got that from yesterday's live stream, hopefully. There was Enigma short on the 3 as well. Oh, nice. Post a screenshot of that in the Discord chat if you don't mind. Love to see that. Patrice, you took it. Awesome. Hannah said she got it. Awesome.
We expect comments.
Nikita got it also. Excellent.
Economic Outlook at an event in White Plains, New York, hosted by several organizations, including the Bronx Economic Development Corporation. Text is expected, as well as a Q&A with...
appreciate that, Mr. Welp.
Harmonic NQ on the 1. Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Oh yeah, Leo. So Leo there was talking about the
NQ on the 2.
The speedometer keeping him out of a lot of bad trades, some dumb trades, he said. Are the red and green crosses headshots too? Can they be used? Yes. Yes. Oh shoot, I just missed a moonshot. Yep. So again, extreme pressure. All right. So I mean there's my easy 1K right there. Right. Everybody knows I'll be taking that. I take every single moonshot. I mean, without fail. Come on. Too easy. Anybody get that moonshot? Who took the moonshot? If you took the moonshot, type moonshot there in the chat. Oh, look at that. That's just too juicy. That's a 30 tick drop to the pivot. So can you get 10, 15, 20, 25 out of it? All take your pick. Take your pick. You got your 20 off of that beautiful moonshot right there. YouTube just now notified you? That's so weird. Yeah, if somebody wants to help us solve that mystery of, you know, are there certain settings? There's a lot of things that can play into that, like, you know, is it a notification to your phone? I heard that Apple has settings that you have to go in and set. Maybe Android has them as well. And then it's not even just the operating system. Maybe it's like Samsung versus a Nokia or a Google. What's their phone called? Does Google have, was it Google One? But yes, perhaps there are some nuances to how to get notifications immediately, kind of thing. But some people got it. I heard some people did get it immediately. So I think it is now coming down to customizations for maybe your hardware itself. Mike, when you say you got notified, how did you receive your notification? Was it on, you're talking about like on your phone, on your browser? What did you,
Harmonic NQ on the
how'd you receive that?
Harmonic NQ on the 1, Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Ah, Pixel. Yes, the Google Pixel. Oh, on your PC you didn't get it? Oh, that's really weird. Well, I don't know how that works either. You know, that might even come down to browser, right? Like what browser are you using? You know, using Brave or Mozilla, or, you know, so there are things even when it comes down to, okay, so which hardware you're using, you know, PC scenario, like what browser, because the browsers have different notification settings as well. So yeah, we'd like to solve that mystery for people so we can kind of, you know, maybe do a video on, hey, if you really want to get every notification in real time, so you know when we're going live and all that kind of stuff, then do X, Y, and Z. I don't know what it is. Hey, Mike, you know what? Hey, that's a great video for you, bro. Mike, you up for making that video? Like figure out, solve that solution, maybe go find somebody else's presentation on it and represent it, put it on your channel, and then let me help and spread that out, and we'll put it in our content area as well. That'd be cool. Yes, I am trying to save myself time, I'll be honest. Yes, I'm doing that. Yep. I admit it. I'm trying to get myself all warmed up. I still have to get some of my hardware set up. I've got my curved screen over here on the left of me. I'm at my stand-up desk now, and I intend to have my full setup all ready to go before I'm trading against ICT on February the 6th. He's made his official announcement that he's starting on the 6th. Our other competitor that will be kind of showcasing, I don't want to say competitor, I guess, like, oh, none of them are saying, oh, I'm going against Vinny. I mean, they're scared to say my name. Okay, so we're calling it a competition because we're competing. All right, we're just going to see if we're better. Okay, period. End of story. Not an official competition, not an official contest, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but we're gonna let people see and decide for themselves. And yeah, but I want to put our best foot forward on that and showcase our work. And yeah, that's what we do. I Raiku says Algobox is like aimbot. Never thought trading could be this easy. Awesome. Love to hear it. I haven't been notified on PC yet, but I get notifications from other channels, so don't think it's my setup. Oh, that's weird. So there was a time when, with the new channel, we were doing some video migrations. So we know that there was a limit on notifications. There actually might be, somebody might want to look into this. Is there a limit to how many notifications you'll get per day from YouTube? I feel like that might be one. So if you're subscribed to a ton of channels, right, like YouTube probably also doesn't want to like bother you all day, you know, kind of thing. So they may have a thing. It's like, okay, we only give you, I don't know what it is, 5-10 notifications within X period of numbers of hours. You know, we know they have a per channel thing. We know that I did find an article from YouTube that said that, so for instance, if I release 3 videos in a day, you absolutely will not get notified for the third one. So you will only get notified for the first 2, and no one will get done anymore for 24 hours. In fact, this was Mike Schwartz's issue, I think, that Mike, if you're still listening, that, I mean, I found that recently, so I don't know if you and I talked about that or not, but I know you were wondering about, hey, you know what, you know, some of my numbers were kind of falling. I think you were associating it to other things, but I think it's as simple as they were not getting the notifications because you were putting out so many videos per day on your channel. You were like doing a morning one, you were doing an afternoon one, you were doing a nighttime live stream. Then on occasion you would do, you know, something about Algobox, and you kept thinking, oh, maybe it was because of Algobox. It wasn't, bro. It was the numbers that you were doing per day. They only notify your people twice a day, bro. So there you go. Solved. So that's one. But yeah, audio notification Discord is best. Yeah, if you pay attention into Discord, you know, that'll go announced, but it doesn't have a different type of notification thing. We don't have like a warning bell thing. I don't know. Maybe we create our own notification system for you guys. I have at one point, I was really hardcore wanting to create our own Algobox app for training so that you could just log into it and it keeps track of all of your, you know, so you watch the first 10 videos, it's got a little tracking thing through it and whatnot, and a market replay time tracker. Because I think if people saw how much time they were spending in market replay and then compare it to the people who are the most successful in here, I think it would drive you to spend a bit more time in there. So a motivational tool with our app. So we may still be doing that, but I'm not on my plate right now. Again, I'm really focused in on this trading competition first, but perhaps around the summertime, we'll consider thinking about bringing up the idea around the mobile app again. And then that mobile app could obviously, we could create our own notifications. So we go live, we send out our own notification to you, and you get a little custom notification on the app. That would be kind of cool. What do you guys think about that? And if there are any mobile app developers here who'd like to step up and potentially take on that project, yeah, come send me a note and we'll chat.
By NQ on the one.
2024 and 2% in 2025. I see 2024.
Yeah, but I thought maybe even having a little timer, be like, I was picturing the app having a setting your phone next to your computer and then pressing start, like market replay timer, being like, boom, like you're starting market replay. So you don't have to put in how much time you spent. Like it would track it by, you simply say, I'm starting market replay. And then when you stop market replay, you know, and so then it tracks it over time, shows you on a cool little chart. And then you might be able to compare that to, you know, other people in the room as well. And then some people can brag, have some bragging rights on how long they spent in market replay. And I have found there is a direct correlation in the amount of time that someone spends in market replay and the size of their overall P&L. So keep that in mind. Okay, there's some major news coming out here. Let's listen into Financial Juice here and see what they're saying. Looks like stuff about the chatter around
DCDMNQ on the one.
The ETFs on Bitcoin.
NQ on the one.
Once again, another beautiful moonshot in there. Again, speed's pretty bad here, like super fast now. So sometimes the market's too slow, sometimes it's too fast. That's why the psychology module kind of helps you out on both ends. Fed speaker dovish. Okay, thank you, Mr. Yes.
Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Manny says, but it is not the time, it is the quality of the time. False. Nope, you can actually learn a whole lot from literally just watching, executing. You can increase your reaction time. There are ways to improve, even if it's not absolute quality. Literally executing on it, it's like playing a video game. The more that you are in it, the better you get at it, regardless of whether you're like playing at a high level or not. At whatever level you're playing it. Now, obviously, you do want to play it right. It's like playing basketball. I mean, if you're shooting from out of bounds, okay, doesn't count. So you can't be like wrong about what you're doing. You can't be like, well, I heard the DCDM. Whenever it says DCDM, it's a reversal. Okay. I mean, you can't be completely wrong about it. So yes, I would say, but I don't know that I would call that quality. I would just call that, accurately. Understanding the rules. If you don't know what the things mean, or if you haven't studied the strategies, at least know what they are. How do you practice? So I guess there's some back and forth, but I'm literally encouraging you, like, just spending time executing, even if it's closing out trades quickly. Like, that is you can learn that skill. You can execute on that skill. Holding trades till opposing signals, like that's a really big one for runners. If you want to get bigger plays, again, not required. I always tell people all the time, we're trying to aim to make our living off of T1, T2. Everything else is bonus. Okay, so let's label up these because I just like to do it. Moonshot, such a cool word too. I don't know, I like it. Is it gonna let me copy it? No, it's gonna make me press it again. Okay. Moonshot with some juice up here. And let's give some measurements. So that one top to bottom, 54 ticks. This one would have become a moonshot at this point with that one. And that drop is 41 ticks. Beautiful stuff right there. Alpha Omega right behind Butterfly with the drop. Exiting on opposing signal. That's 39 ticks.
Double delta by NQ on the 1.
Beautimus. Baus, you took that moonshot? Awesome, sir. Vinny, do you own some BTC? No, I don't. In fact, there was a time when I kind of just totally freaked out about the crypto. I heard some stories. I'm already in the public eye anyhow. I made it very public that I have no crypto of any type whatsoever. I ditched all of it. I got no crypto. Look, I'll tell you some scary stories right now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, you're your own man, you're your own person when you have Bitcoin. Yes, you're also your own bank. You know what banks have? Security guards. You know what else they have? Vault doors. You know what else they have? Checks and balances. You know what else they have? Ability to reverse transactions. You know what else they have? Trackability. You know what else they have? I mean, there are so many things that a lot of people don't get. It is a very dangerous asset, in my opinion, to hold. I mean, look, I'm going to tell you a scary story right now. Kids, put your fingers in your ears. Okay. Give you a moment to get your kids out the door. Or if you don't want to hear about bad things. So say you're robber, you find out some guy has a lot of crypto. Well, that guy is in complete control of his assets. There's no third-party mechanism. That guy has, how it all works, right? You got your keys, you got your passphrases, you got your USB sticks, you got your all their stuff, and you're your own holder of your own wallet, and you can transfer anonymously. You can transfer to places anonymously, and you can be forced at gunpoint. So, at the same time, you're like, well, I'm still not gonna give it up. Okay, well, you die. Okay, and yeah, there's game over, life game over. That's the whole point. Like, even if it was like, oh, you know, I'd give up your money. Well, that's the whole thing. Like, you're either going to give up your money or you're going to die. Like, those scenarios occur. Like, they follow you home. Like, it's called these red teams. If you ever heard about it, red team follows you home. And what if you don't care about yourself? Well, I don't care about me. Well, okay, so they find out one of your family members. That's an even scarier one. So it's like, okay, well, I can't get to Vinny because he's got his, you know, whatever. I'm living in a fortress. Okay, well, let's go find his sister. Let's go find his brother-in-law. Let's go find his pastor. Let's go find his whoever and threaten them and, you know, send me whatever, you know, your full wallet, like everything in your wallet, send it to this wallet address. It's gone, right? And it's happened. You don't hear the stories all the time, but the stories are out there. And I mean, they were doing it with banks, right? How many, like, there's movies about that with banks. So the ideas are already in people's heads too. You know, what movies? Somebody name a movie. There's been multiples, right? Who can name a movie where they follow the bank director home, they stay with them overnight, you know, walk into the bank with them in the morning, you know, go to the teller at the morning and give me X number of dollars, right? They do it when it's like going into secured places. How much easier is it to just, you know, go to some mom and pop and hang out in their house for days on end? Nobody know about it, right? And if you really do have a lot of Bitcoin, you probably don't have a job, so your job's not going to be missing you, right? Who's going to be checking in on you? And so what? By the time they check in on you, you're already dead. I mean, there are just no winning situations in that to me. So I was like, I'm out, bro. I got no crypto. I'm out. I'm done. Now, did I do well in crypto at the time? Yes, I did a $50,000 investment. I made $450,000 off of the 50K. It was a huge set of runs, mostly Ethereum. I didn't do much Bitcoin other than the transmit scenarios where you had to, you know, go to Bitcoin before you went to some other transfer. But yeah, would I recommend it later, you know, to hold? I'm very uncomfortable with it. I'm just being honest. Very, very uncomfortable. Somebody say, oh, well, they could do the same thing to you with a bank. Really? Could they? I mean, it's completely out of your hands. Somebody comes to your house, tells you to go to the bank, do the thing, wire transfer me. Well, what's the wire transfer go through? Swift, right? It's going to track every transaction. There's got to be somebody on the other side. It's not an anonymous thing. Yeah, I mean, much more difficult, and most of the time is not going to work. They're not going to get away with it. Because the thing is if they're really wanting to take the money, they want to get away with it. Okay, but you know, they can take your Bitcoin. Then let's say that you did give them your Bitcoin. Okay, what's their incentive to keep you alive? I'm just being honest. Like, it is a nasty story here. Okay, but I'm saying if they want you, like, they're incentivized to end you. Because, you know, what if you did try to find them, or you had some hint of, you could identify their voice, or you could identify the car or their friend or whatever, you know, whoever was in on the whole thing, they're going to kill you. I'm just saying, like, there's no positive scenario. So, like, I just walked it through in my head and I was like, I'm out, bro. This is not worth the danger. Not worth it at all. Zero, period.
Double delta by,
you know, and I've got other ways to make money. It's not necessary, you know.
Delta by NQ on the 2.
Double Enigma with reduced speed on AB. Yeah, look at that. On the AB2s. Oh, look at that. Okay, yes, good call, Hannah. So Hannah is calling out so yes, while the speed is super fast on the ones, that same awesome play setup came in on the 2s. Let's take a peek at that. So that same move on the ones was also here on the 2s. And look at that beautiful drop out. Do you see the power of Enigma? Again, congratulate yourself if you got Enigma in 2023. I think you're going to be happy as you go forward. The more that you use it, the more you understand it, the more you start to use and see the results for yourself. I believe, you know, I can't guarantee any results, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Trading is risky. But I think you're going to like that tool. Oh, Hannah, you got 3? Oh, on the 3s. Yeah, I don't have a chart up on the 3s right now. Okay, we're getting some activity here from potentially whatever is on the horizon. Right before Christmas, my title company got hit with some ransomware. Oof, that's one of the scariest things too. No closings for a week. Yeah, I mean, those scenarios. Let me pull this up and then I'm going to go back to our chat so you guys can see the chat here. Interesting topic. So, you know, and I know of a company that got hit with it, and it was involved in government work. I'm not going to name the name, but they called me up for some support on, hey, what would you do? It's a group that I had worked with a long time ago, and one of my old buddies was like, hey, I got a question for you. Think you could help us out? A couple things, any ideas? I mean, they were shooting for ideas to try to go, what are we going to do? And it was a lose situation. There was nothing they could do, man. They had to pay. They paid the ransom. They did get their network unlocked, but I mean, you send them that money, you ain't getting that back. And of course, they ask it in crypto, right? That's dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
Double delta NQ on the one.
That's my opinion on Bitcoin futures. Again, as a digital asset to trade, you know, go for it. You know, protected by layers of, you know, the same stuff that we just talked about. You know, owning it directly, I think, is the dangerous part. As far as being able to trade, I mean, you need to have a very large size account. Who can tell me what's the margin on Bitcoin right now? I haven't looked at it for NinjaTrader recently. Anybody know what it is for NinjaTrader? Can somebody look that up real quick? So intraday margins versus maintenance margins got to be huge. At some point, it was like 40,000 for one contract, you know? So yeah. And what's the movement per tick? Somebody want to look up those two pieces of info if you're sitting by just hanging out listening. Yeah, Bao said, I mean, don't you think they can do the same thing with cash? Okay, well, this is also why you don't have cash at your house, right? Like, how many, if you do have cash, sure, you might have a stash of cash, and sure, you give it to them, and then they might, you know, go away, perhaps. You know, same reason why you don't keep a bunch of cash at your house, right? I mean, it's, you put it in the bank. There is a level of protection there that, I mean, if you really think through it, and people sometimes don't, you'd be surprised. Even some smart people, very smart people here, but a lot of smart people in the room don't think about these things. But the bad guys do, I promise you. I mean, when some of it is out of desperation. Some of them are in spots where I mean, what else are they going to do? Type of scenarios like we've created the fraud economy right now. That's why we see so many break-ins, in my opinion, in these stores, and these stores are having to shutter their doors because, I mean, thanks Joe Biden, right? And the 10,000 intraday. Yeah, 10,000 intraday, folks. Our other ones, we can do $500 or NQ 1,000. It's 10 times, right? Yeah, I mean, if you want to trade it exclusively, you could. I don't know how much it moves. I really haven't looked at it, but if it's got a lot of good movement, I mean, maybe it's, I love movement. So I don't know. I might do it if it had the movement. The NinjaTrader does have some good opportunities, but it's nowhere as good as the index futures. Yeah. And the other thing is, where is the volume, predictability? We have such good stuff in our order flow. Oh, look at that. Speaking of order flow, is that a moonshot? Oh, I'm over here gabbing away. I hope you guys appreciate this extreme pressure out here. I mean, just another moonshot. Anybody see why the moonshot is my absolute favorite? I mean, come on. Oh, my word. Come on. It's beautiful. Up into the shark, exit on the red, 30 ticks. Come on. Beautiful. If you're wondering, well, do you do red or green? Remember, recency is key. Take the secondary one, yada, yada, yada. And they are really the best for reversals, not for continuations. CL has been good. Soon price action lately. Yeah, and crude oil, at least crude, all of the orders are on the CME, so that's good. Yeah, crude is a good one. Gold's a good one. 20K, just looked. Yeah, see, 20K, it's 810. Think about that. $20,000 for one contract. So if I wanted to do a minimum 5 contract scenario where I want to increase my trade size from trades 1 through 5, so your literally starting capital is 100K. You know what I'm saying? It is a different game. You are playing a different game at that point. Okay, so somebody tell me, what's the tick value? Yeah. If Joe Biden
both hard and anecdotal data for economic clues.
What about holding physical gold? Just don't let anybody know about it, man. Don't let nobody know about it. And at least that's another one where you can, you know, vault it somewhere in a bank. Right? Most people are not going to hold physical gold at their house in general. There's pros and cons to every different type of, you know, value-based
NQ on the 2.
hold or any holder of value. Yeah, that's true. If he did have crypto, he ain't telling you anyway. So yeah, if I was telling you out here, I'd be lying to you if I did hold it, right? But I'm telling you, I am not lying. I hate it. I hate the whole concept of all of it. I think it's all a scam. I still think it's all run by government entities. I'm the conspiracy theorist guy. If you follow my Twitter, you know I'm a conspiracy guy. Because I don't think they're conspiracy theories. I think they're conspiracy truths. It's truth to conspire against the people. And I think that's just another one that they use. Ooh, shiny. Bunch of people like, ooh, shiny. I heard my friend. I mean, he made millions doing nothing. He was farting in his basement and he's a multi-millionaire now. Woo! Everybody loves a good story. I like the stories of hard work. I like the stories of, yeah, man, went out here, got a really cool algorithm, took this awesome Enigma play right here, and was like, oh yeah, crushed it. Oh yeah, crushed it. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, but it's so new. It's such great technology. No, it's not. It's one of the simplest things to code in the world. Do you know how easy it is to copy paste that code and start your own? The hardest part is developing the network around it. And that's just socializing. Get everybody to run on your stuff. It's why there were so many coins to begin with. It's literally copy paste code. There's nothing special about the code. It's literally the easiest, simplest code in the world. Is Curtis here? Right? Can you vouch for me? Like simplest code. Like, okay, add to the next, add to the next, add to the next, do some crazy math problem, add to the next, add to the next. It's a chain. It's literally just a bunch of data all in one single chain. It's not even like a database. A standard database is more complex with tables and numbers. It's insane how simple crypto is. There's no technology behind it. It's just a thought and an idea. Hey, what if we did this? It's the power of social influence. I got an idea, guys. Good for you.
Harmonic NQ on the 1. Harmonic NQ on the 2.
I don't understand holding too much physical gold. Yeah, really physical of anything, right? Because the government can decide when to come take it. Somebody actually made that. Yeah, it already happened, right? They did the whole the gold collection. I forget when was that, the 50s? Took everybody's gold. Yeah, by force. So they are saying it's going to be a harder time doing it with Bitcoin. Well, I just posted a video this morning on how it looks like, yeah, that's why they're planning all these ETFs all to launch at the same time. That will likely tank the Bitcoin to begin with and make it unviable. And then they'll be able to make it illegal to use unless it's through one of these assets that's trackable. I mean, the government scenario is coming any moment. I mean, there's the experiment of America is gone. And you know, the sad part, how many of you guys think, you know, America's a great democracy? Let's see. Type in the chat. Is America a great democracy?
Inflation has been coming down pretty quick.
Yes or no? It's a trick question. This is wordplay. I'll just be straight up with you. Wordplay. Is it a great democracy? Yeah, it's obviously a loaded question, right? The answer is no. But what is it then? Okay, so it's a no. We're saying no and nope. What is it? That's the follow-up question. What is America in definitions of if it's not a great democracy?
NQ on the 2 on the 1.
A great republic. Exactly. Look, I'll show you. Yeah, most people are ignorant of it. Raptor knows. Yes, it's called a constitutional republic. Right? But you know, here's Garbon, no offense to you, but I'm like, yes, it's the twist of the sense of democracy. You guys think democracy is a good thing. They have conned us all. Everybody's still saying, oh, democracy is great. Let's spread democracy. Are you, listen, you're actually stupid. Like, I'm going to offend everybody here right now. If you think that democracy is good, you're fucking stupid. There you go. There's my curse word level offense to you today. And I hope it encourages you to go look that up as to why I say it. Democracy, pure democracy, is a very, very bad and dangerous thing. It means that if the majority of people want something, even if you've worked your hard tail off for it, people can vote you out of your own hard work. Okay, you've done a bunch of work. Like, well, you know what though? Hey, do you guys think that Vinny should give away all his money?
In the Q&A that followed his event.
I'll show you how democracy sucks. You guys think Vinny should give away all his money to everybody who's here in the live stream right now? There's 100 people sitting in the live stream right now. Think Vinny should give away all his money, every dime that is in his bank, and then
tied to how the economy performs.
Sell his property and divide it up against these now 88 concurrent viewers that are here. Okay, well, to me, if I were casting a vote, I'm going to say no. Okay. Some of you might vote no, but the majority of people here would be like, yeah, you know what? That'd be good for all of us. Good for all of us. So, you know, democracy and all. We democratically voted that. Yep. Yeah. We're just let's take it from him. Yep. I mean, all of us will benefit. I mean, look, he can keep a little bit, all right, but you know, he's rich, so let's spread it. Democracy. That's democracy. Yep, because democracy is just majority vote rule. You have no rights. Well, that's where the Bill of Rights comes in. It's where the Constitution is written that individuals have certain inalienable rights. No, you can't. Just because people don't want, or people want X, Y, or Z, you have specific rights. You follow the rules inside of the document, the contract. It's a constitutional republic.
Harmonic and
where there is voting to certain pieces, and yeah, it goes on and on. If you really understood the level of thought process that went through the building of the Constitution and America to try to make it different from other places, but then the evil that beset it creeped its way in, and now we're, in my opinion, I feel like it's, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm very, you know, dark about it, but it is. At the same time, I mean, the Bible said so, right? So I'm a biblical constitutional Republican scenario here, because, you know, I also know end game, the world overall, all of it is evil, even if inside of it, like the best case scenario, right? America was the best case scenario, and we still flubbed it up. And it comes back to one of the phrases I mentioned earlier. All it takes is for good men to stand by and do nothing, be complacent. And you can make a good man complacent in many ways. You can even do it for good things, like, hey, you know, take care of your family, don't get into politics. Yeah, only the bad people get into politics, and so now all you have are bad people there, right? Keep all the good people out, because, well, politics are so dirty, I don't want to get in there. Okay, so all the good men stand out, right? Yeah, so I got a whole philosophy around all that. But yeah, it comes back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a scam, in my opinion. And it's dangerous. It was from the beginning, and I think it was planned. Yep, and now we've got the... You need an ID to do everything. I mean, when was the last time you signed up for a futures account, right? They took your blood type, right? I had a guy talk to me on the phone the other day. He had a hard time getting in an account because they wanted a billing... you know, a water billing proof that he lived at the physical location in his name, but it was in, I don't know, his roommate's name or something like this. And so, you know, couldn't even get a futures account. And when it's like, they won't even take your money if you don't have an ID. Can't drive a car without an ID. Can't do anything without an ID. But you want to vote? Oh man, you know, bring them in from anywhere. Especially if we can write in our own tickets. There's your Democratic Party for you. All right, what's our time? 3:40. 10 minutes till the 350 algo kicks. Had a huge guy come in right here.
Target.
Oh, is that gonna wreck me? That was crazy. I thought I'd be able to get a piece of that. I don't think I'm gonna get a piece of it. I think it's gonna come back and stop me out. Tried to catch in on that, but I was just slightly behind. Got it. Close it. Woof. There's my 1K. Get you some.
Yeah, boy.
Wow. You know what to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, wiggle. Why are you gay? Very fat.
It's got that funding program achieved its goal in a period of acute stress.
It's got that. You can't touch this. Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
We love you. You're very special. Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
That was easy.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Harmonic NQ on the 2.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that was just a, I mean, what do you even call that? That was just grabbing a bag. It was nuts. Audio box was all, I mean, that was all audio box there. We did have the big guy coming in that we also kind of knew there from above it. I tried to get it as this white cross started to come in. And I went way behind on trying to pump into that entry there and grab a little tiny bag to get myself to push to that 1K. But hey, what's up? What's up? Get you that 1K. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to do it.
Stop it.
Why, bro? Come on now.
Smoke weed every day.
Divergence of NQ on the 8. Fib.NQ. Fib.NQ on the 2.
Stop it. Get some help.
Alrighty then. That was fun. Targets filled. Thank you, Missile. Everything you have is leased from the government property tax. Oh yeah, man, bro. I'm all up in that conspiracy thing right there. You really go back and study how this all got set up for us. It was a total setup. Yeah, property tax. Yeah, you own it and then you got to pay for it forever. Oh man. Oh, there's so many things, so many things. Socialism but democracy needs to protect the individual rights. Yeah. Yeesh. It's sad, honestly. Gets depressing when I start to think about it.
Markets on closing balance still sitting at 59 million to the buy.
I should give it to you. Yeah. That's, I mean, if we voted, I mean, you could, that's a democracy, folks. Yes. If you wonder why I say a democracy sucks, I mean, it may as well be socialism, in my opinion. Like, democracy and socialism are the same thing, in my opinion. I mean, slight differences, obviously. Yes, I understand nuance. I'm just, I'm being facetious to say it. They're both equally bad. It's both real bad. Real bad. Yeah, we've already moved into corporate communist republic. You know what's interesting? I was talking about this with my family while they were in town for Christmas. Who doesn't love to talk politics with their families? Everybody sets those rules, and I just, me, I'm like, rules. Get out of here, bruh. You need to talk about things. I mean, that's why stuff happens, because, well, we want to talk about it because we'll get into argument. Argue then. Look, it's biblical. What do you mean what do you mean arguing is biblical, Vinny? What do you think that iron sharpens iron means? What did it say, like slice through a sandwich together? I don't think so. No. Come to proper conclusions, make people think. That's what makes things better.
Program is expected to end.
But yeah, one of the things that we talked about, I said, you ever notice, remember back in the day when monopolies really got fought against hard by, you know, our people in government? It was like we were anti-monopoly. You remember when Microsoft, you know, got hit with anti-monopoly policy? I remember that. Mr. Bill Gates, like assigned from hell here on Earth. That guy is totally owned. He is, I mean, if he's not just rotten evil as it is, he is being held with something. Somebody's got some bad stuff on him. And then using his pocketbook to do what they want. And he just, I don't know, I got all kinds of theories around how people are used in the spiritual realm. But old Billy Willie, even he got played against in the anti-monopoly realms back in the, what was that, the 80s? You know, but companies used to get, oh, you heard about a merger? As soon as you heard about a merger, what would you hear about? You'd hear about, oh, you know, it would have to go to Congress first, and they'd be like, well, let's make sure this isn't a monopoly. It's going to hurt the little guy, blah, blah, blah. Let's check these two telephone companies that are about to merge. We need to break this up. I mean, they broke up Southwestern Bell back in the day, and then all these phone companies came out. Now what's happening? Now they're all consolidating again. Do you hear anybody saying anything about monopolistic
So just keeping our eyes on Twitter here.
What do you even call it? Predatory practices? I don't know. I call it that. It's probably a nicer word for it. Do you hear anybody complaining about monopolies anymore? These guys got monopolies like crazy. Zuckerberg owns like all of these social media scenarios.
Media at the moment.
Crazy. And when they do float the idea of going after somebody, that no, because now they use it and abuse it. They're like, oh wait, we can use it. Oh yes, let one single company and then own the company from the inside. It's disgusting. You know what's crazy though? The Bible's a solution, right? The Bible, the good Lord, he knew, and he's like, yeah, no matter how hard you guys try, you can't do it without me. Like you're your host. You know, he who the Son sets free is free indeed, right? That's it. So set your eyes on the prize. Read Revelations, folks. It's kind of like you wake up every day and you're like, what chapter of Revelation are we in today? Okay, did my audio box, did anybody else's audio box just break after all that? That was crazy. That is a beautiful double Enigma down there. Enigma moonshot. Okay. I think whatever just happened, right? Oh, there we go. It's working now again. That was crazy. Thought it might have broke there for a minute. So much action broke. So here comes the 350 algo. You thought that last little move was crazy. About 30 seconds, the 350 algo is about to kick and hit. Let me look at the higher time frame. So when it starts to move this big, what do I tell you guys? Look at the higher time frame. Okay, higher time frames are coming in.
By NQ on the 8th. Double delta by NQ on the 8th. Fib.NQ on the 8th.
All right, let's have some fun in the last 10 minutes here. We need to wait off of this. Yeah, just keep your hands off the triggers. It's about to go off here in 10 seconds. Be careful. Don't touch anything. Okay, watch out. Something's about to happen. There's a lot of volatility coming. Don't forget CPI is in the morning. I already got notices from my broker this morning saying, hey, you know, because of CPI. Yeah, there it goes. It's going to be crazy. CPI is tomorrow morning, and margins will be different tomorrow, so be careful if you're trading in your live accounts. That check with your broker. They are going to be adjusting margins overnight before the CPI numbers in the morning. So if you're wondering why you don't have the same margin level and account capacity or contract account capacity, that has to do with them changing that. They'll give you an email announcement after CPI numbers tomorrow when they restore margins back to normal numbers. It's pretty typical of major macroeconomic news events. They're expecting major volatility, possibly even overnight, because I heard they were turning those margins on in the late day today. So those numbers coming out in the morning. But yeah, overnight you may already have that applied to your account. So check your broker emails.
Double delta by NQ on the 1.
What was I going to ask? Oh, I know. So, all right. So if you made more than 1K today, type 1K in the chat. How many of you guys are hanging out? We got about 76 people hanging out for the moment. How many of you guys did more than 1K today? Type 1K in the chat. Or how about tell us how many K you made today? So if you made 2K, type 2K, 3K, 4K. We had some guys in the morning here that had 10K this morning.
NQ on the 2.
How many Ks you guys make today?
NQ on the 1. Delta sell NQ on the 2.
Leo 3K. RJ Moonshot. Oh, we got a Moonshot. Somebody changed their name with a Moonshot in the name. Throwing down 1K today. Leo throwing down 3K. Todd Hutch, you did 1K. Excellent.
Double delta by NQ on the 2.
The US SEC says it has approved the exchange-traded products that
Fib
track
dot
the
on
price of
NQ on the 1
Bitcoin.
RJ did 3.6K. Awesome.
Fib.NQ on the 1.
Leroy 2K. Ian Kelsey 1.4K. 670 and you stopped after. Hey, good for you. Excellent work. 2K, Mr. Banner, well done.
According to a filing, they approved 11 spot
DCDM NQ on the
Bitcoin
1.
ETFs.
Fib.NQ on the 8.
Something about Bitcoin ETFs again. Manny throwing down the 4K. Mark, we got a 0.8. Excellent. Every day is unlimited K with Algobox. I like that, SG. You trading micros pre-K? Hey, very cool. I see what you did there. Pre-K. I see what you did there. You guys are clever. You got a smart, clever group here, I tell you. All right, here's lucky sevens now. Again, we've got to be very careful with this close today, folks. Things could just whip. Let's watch. Be very careful of, make sure you are trading with a stop. No naked ATMs today, folks, and make sure you got a little extra room. Use a big or bigger ATM there, because if it snaps through and you got into a position and it snaps, you want to make sure that you've got that bracket locked in to hit before you press the button. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, again, I'm not saying it will hit today, but I have seen it. This is the time of day when it would occur on high volatility, impactful events. There's a lot of chatter around this whole Bitcoin ETF thing. They've got CPI numbers in the morning, the crude oil inventories today, all kinds of craziness that could have end of day decisions, and at the close here that could just completely, suck up all volume over a very large leg on the tape. So be very careful, especially on looking at those lower time frames.
Fib.NQ on the 1. Fib.NQ on the 2.
Setting up for tomorrow morning, their thought, remember CPI, okay? Try to help remind everybody in the morning. Again, me with the kids and things, we work with their homeschool stuff in the mornings, so I may not be there. Please remind everyone, in case I'm not able to go in and remind, that when that CPI number starts to come out, just be careful, very careful tomorrow morning. But that should be giving us some extra volatility tomorrow, so VIX up, ticks up. Hopefully a great day of some trading there tomorrow. We got 5 more minutes here to the close. Let's go up a time frame here real quick. Let's take a peek at this. Look what's going on here. Very interesting. 18.5, 21s, 15s. Yeah, let's see if another one comes up here. Who knows? We might have another play. We might have another play here. It gets absolutely obvious. I'll try to Try to grab a bag.
NQ on the 8th. Double delta by NQ on the 1.
Speaking of grabbing a bag, I mean, look at that right there.
On the 2. NQ on the 1.
So again, Enigma's so powerful. Where's that one? That's 33 ticks. What's this one here? This is off of a shark back. So this is a shark back plus Enigma. That's 39 ticks. Call it 40. Yeah, it's pushing down farther. So there's a 40 tick drop off of that Enigma shark back combo. And lots of cool trade opportunities with our system. You don't have to take every single one. Remember, we are here to be businessmen and women. Trading like a business. Making your pay, walking away. Remembering that I had a good analogy the other day of working inside of a nuclear reactor. Kind of thought about the Simpsons a little bit. So Bart Simpson, Homer Simpson, you know, Homer's working at a nuclear facility in Springfield, I believe. Isn't that right? So the nuclear reactor, it's a very dangerous place, right? Extremely dangerous. You press the wrong button, things are hosed, right? You could really hose things up. At the same time, if you harness the power of the nuclear facility, it can be very good, right? Power entire communities. It's got a lot of good potential there, but you also need to treat it with the utmost respect, fear, reverence, you know, fill in the proper word here. That's like trading. And I know I use the bull riding analogy that, you know, listen, this is a bull that will kill you. Okay. If you stay in the ring with it too long, you want to get in and get out. Okay. We want to come in. We want to do the right things. We want to press the right buttons, and we want to, you know, make our living with it, but an absolute level of respect for it. We're not going to come in here and beat the markets. We're not here to try to be like, oh, I'm bigger than the market. I'm coming. No, we come in knowing we're going into a nuclear reactor, and we ain't making the nuclear reactions happen. You know what I'm saying? The nuclear reactions are happening. We are just trying to harness some of the energy from that craziness going on to put into our little piggy banks. You know what I'm saying? We're the small guy. We want to get in. We want to get our punches. It's like fighting Mike Tyson. Okay. If you got paid $100 per punch on Mike Tyson, okay, you might go in there and take a couple punches, but dude, you are not going to want to stand there in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be on defense, and then maybe like get a jab. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you hit him, just like as long as you hit him, kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah, I hit him in the arm, right? Like, stay away. Do not get in there, right? And that's how you should be thinking about your trading. Like, we're coming in here, we're on defense all the time. Okay, defending your account. They want you to spill your account, right? So keep your money in your pockets and get in there, but you are trying to make a living by punching Mike Tyson. There's my absolutely terrible analogy that I will leave you guys with, because I heard the algorithm on YouTube likes it when you don't do any send off whatsoever. You just cut it